In a world of endless notifications, there could be an important one you're missing. Your kidneys may be signaling an SOS. With high blood pressure or type 2 diabetes, your kidneys could be warning you of early signs of damage, which may put you at higher risk for events like heart attack or stroke. But there's a simple test that can help spot a hidden signal. Ask your doctor about a urine test called UACR to help detect kidney disease and heart risk early. To learn more, visit detectthesos.com today.
Okay, hey everybody.
Hi everybody. Blast off. We're ready to go.
Welcome to this Patreon episode. And I decided this should be on Patreon because I'm interested to see what you think about this basically like court case. Because now I've become friends with one of the people involved and just sort of assumed that he's not guilty, you know?
Oh, okay. But you have not before seen the court documents about the case?
Well, I've looked at them, but they're really long.
Oh,
so
okay.
I didn't read it closely.
Yeah.
And so it has to do with this YouTube video that I posted. It is about Alexa Nikolas. She's the girl from Nickelodeon. And she has a YouTube channel called Eat Predators, where she is supposedly standing up for survivors of abuse. I think it's implied, because she's a child star, that being on the set of those shows as a kid was either abusive because they were not the nicest, or they were also all pedophiles, you know?
Now I feel that the clothes for our commercial should be really cool, like funky. I'm down with funky. Okay, so I sketched out a few possible outfit combinations. See? Cool. But how do we buy these clothes? How do we buy these boobs? Yeah, I went a little overboard on those.
The person who went a little overboard on those was Dan Schneider, a grown man, and Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon went a little overboard on those. Not Jamie, not Zoe, Nickelodeon and Dan Schneider. So there's another time that not a kid-friendly body part was exploited and used, Matt. And that was my season.
Wait, can I just ask a question, and I hope I don't derail things, but I remember when long ago when we were doing our NT episodes, there was some actress that talked
Heather O'Rourke.
Heather O'Rourke, but she talked about what had quote unquote happened to Heather O'Rourke that she witnessed. Is this the same person, or is she's a different actress, right?
Different actress.
But same kind of vein.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, you know, after Me Too, you know, kind of like what we saw with the Corey Feldman documentary last night. After Me Too, Corey Feldman was like, well, the next group of people to point the finger is going to be child stars because, as he said, he was surrounded by pedophiles. Yeah. You know? And basically, Alexa kind of became the face of this quote-unquote nonprofit, Eat Predators.
Oh, quote-unquote nonprofit.
Yeah, it's not a nonprofit. It's
Love
a
it.
stock corporation.
Oh, okay.
And it wasn't her idea to start it. She just kind of was the one with name recognition, kind of, because she had like a small part on Zoe 101. And then she came out years later and was like, actually, Jamie Lynn Spears, who's the star of Zoe 101, bullied me. And then I got fired from the show because everybody hated me.
So I understand this kind of all culminated when Britney Spears, someone that you were a big fan of, Jamie's sister, came on set and she had heard from her sister about, you know, what a terrible person you were. And she screamed at you on set. Is that right?
In the trailer.
Or in the trailer.
I went with Ian, who was our talent coordinator. So I remember going, okay. And then we went over to the trailer, and I remember knocking on the door and then opening it. And right when I went to turn, Ian like fled.
So this guy's looking out for your welfare, and he just tossed you to the shark.
100%. And so I remember she just started yelling at me, telling me that I was bullying her sister. And I wanted to say something. And I just remember like literally feeling my throat, you know, just close. I couldn't even speak. And I tried and I just started to cry and like hyperventilate. And here comes Dan Schneider with his sunglasses. He looks at me and I'll never forget this. He goes, "Now what?"
And how did you interpret that to mean at the time?
Everything's my fault.
Oh, he was like, he's like, now another thing with you kind of thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so she had that kind of thing to say that she was a victim of. And then she went on to get married to a guy much older than her. And so she says that he was also like a groomer. I don't know. I wasn't there. You know, I don't know necessarily whether that's true or it's just kind of convenient because this is her brand.
Well, can you just, I'm curious, can you go into that a little more with her marriage? Why does she now, he was like a much older man and now she claims she's alleges that she was groomed. In what ways was she groomed to her mind?
So there's a good lady on YouTube who has Doven,
I believe it's Doven, yeah.
She's doven deep. Doesn't that sound wrong?
No, it is wrong. I have no...
Okay. Well, she's doven deep.
She's doven deep.
Into the court records and an Instagram post that Alexa has, which is like 36 slides of her. It's called Groomed by the Groom. And essentially it started off, she was 16. She was already in a relationship with an older guy.
Okay.
Actually, her mom had given him custody or whatever when someone's your guardian because you're too young, you know, which is gross. So, like, really, her mom is gross, you know?
Like, how that's just gross. That's just
the
gross.
rumor is that he was 45 and she's 16.
That's insane.
And they did a lot of drugs. So one night she's on acid and she sees on Instagram or hears music that she's never heard by this band called Rye. Not rye bread, but RHY. I don't know what it means. And she becomes interested in them. And so she DMs the lead singer. He is 35 or something like that, maybe 36. She is 16. And she shows the messages, and he's never gross. He's never like, send me pics of your boobs. You know what I mean? He just kind of talks to her. And they don't even meet in person until she's 18.
Okay.
So there really isn't like evidence that I can see of him being a groomer. I will say, I think what we know now is that when you're young and you idolize some kind of celebrity, you don't realize how inappropriate it is for you to even be talking, right? So
yeah, and like by rights, it's like he is the older party. You are 16. Even the fact that he's talking to you, even if it's like in a completely above board way, just the fact that he's doing it is weird.
Yeah.
Like, you two should have, like, no social interaction other than, like, anything you might work on together. It's so weird.
I know. It's... we did talk about this so much during our Corey Feldman watch party, where I was like, I never was interested in, like, talking to some old guy. you know?
Yeah. But like we said, it's like, you know, it's...
But Jimmy Fallon, like, I would have done anything for him. So if
I can see that. Yeah.
That would be different. So so that's part of her backstory. And then she and a group of people started Eat Predators. At first, it was just kind of like a group that would go protest.
What are you doing here today? What do you want to get accomplished?
Well, I want to make Nick safe for kids because in my personal experience working on Zoe 101, didn't feel safe. I didn't feel like Nickelodeon was protecting me or had my best interest in mind. And so after hearing so many different stories from different Nick stars, it just feels like enough is enough. And so we're here today trying to make a change in Nickelodeon.
So one of the first protests they did was at Brian Friedman's office. Now, Brian Friedman is a lawyer that represents Justin Baldoni in the Blake Lively lawsuit. And he's represented a bunch of other, like, gross guys. And then in his own past, he has, like, a gang rape charge that he
Oh my
settled.
God.
Yeah.
What, he settled?
Uh-huh.
So it was civil. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But, you know, he continues to work in Hollywood, especially on these kinds of cases. Mm-hmm. And so she protested there, and then she took everybody and protested at Nickelodeon. And then she wanted to start all these things, like she starts a book club. And so everyone who's in the book club, like they get online like this and discuss the book.
Uh-huh.
Everyone who's in the book club is kind of like someone who can identify with being a survivor, especially of sexual abuse, you know?
Yeah.
And so then when anything kind of comes up where, I mean, I think it's just is bound to happen, they are asking for maybe like support or help with whatever they're dealing with. Mm-hmm. And Alexa says to the other members of the group, you know, we're not a support hotline. Yeah. We don't have the training to deal with these people. And so the other people in the group are like, well, then what are we doing here? Uh-huh. And so as they start questioning her motives, because she just kind of starts selling T-shirts, you know?
Oh, because I was wondering, I'm like, okay, here, let me just back up to tell you what I've been hearing so far. She sounds like she's doing the right thing. She's just trying to get survivors together to kind of like talk in a safe space or whatever. But now you say it's like, and also she's saying she's acknowledging the limits of their ability to like help each other, you know, as non-professionals with trauma. But are you saying it seems to be like her only interest is just like making merch and like getting attention and press for this?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
And as Sophie and I have talked to this guy, we realized from what he had to say that actually the person who had the idea about forming this group is another lawyer who has since been disbarred. This is about Senator and California State Bar Director Joe Dunn, who was investigated for misleading agency leaders about a trip to Mongolia. Needless to say, he is no longer the director of the state bar, and his name is not as valuable as it once was. Like, it's another corrupt guy, and he uses this, allegedly, as like client farming, so that hopefully he can find other people who can bring charges against people who were nefarious, I think usually sexually, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like he has tried now to co-opt the Me Too movement for his own financial gain.
Yeah, that's so funny because this is like it's almost like, I think I told you this. I once interviewed in New York City years ago with a law firm that was like, it was clearly just farming for class action lawsuits against like, against companies that had like, you know, reported something minor on their, for stockholders. But the thing is, they would basically they're like ambulance chasers of, you know, for stockholders. It's like, we see something, you know, that we could say is illegal and make a lot of money by doing a class action lawsuit on it that they'll settle just to get it out of their hair. And so it seems to be the same sort of setup.
Yeah. So all of that is alleged and is just, it makes me sound bad to say that some of these victims have just been kind of manipulated by these lawyers and maybe aren't even victims. Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to go into that, but that's kind of like the backstory of this group, and that like maybe it's not set up for survivors to have support. And there's a story of another girl on YouTube who was a part of the book club, and they like to read books that are related. So they read Jeanette McCurdy's book about working on Nickelodeon shows and kind of being abused and stuff.
Yeah,
hers was more like verbal abuse, and then abuse by her mom, which was actually sexual abuse.
Oh, really? Okay, I was wondering if you had read it.
No, I have it on my Audible, so I keep meaning to listen to it, and then, you know, I keep having to deep dive this other shit for this podcast.
What is it? I'm glad my mom died?
Yeah.
Yeah, good for her.
Yeah. Well, I think like once Alexa's mom dies, she might have the same kind of revelations about her mom. but right now she'd like to point the finger at a bunch of other people who she's a victim of. So this one girl who made a YouTube video says that they would be in the book club and there would be a member who would start to have like seizures, or there was something going on, and Alexa didn't know how to handle it. And didn't like stop the meeting for this person. So she was like frustrated with the fact that, yeah, she has no mental health experience and she's getting all these people together and she's not bringing any resources.
Your members who are survivors just found out that there's a predator in the Discord. You think you would kind of come into the community and calm everyone down and say like, oh, this is how we're handling the situation. If anyone needs like someone to speak to, reach out here and here, yada, yada, yada. She did none of that, okay? And then she was confronted about it in a voice chat, yet again confronted in a voice chat.
Hey, Alexa, are you there? Yeah, you just need to have a little bit of a heads up. So we just had the survivors listening circle, and things got just a little bit heated, and a few people got a little bit upset about some stuff that's been going on in the Discord, and then a bit of an argument ensued at the end. So I just wanted to make you aware that there might be like some tensions.
Hello, how is everyone doing here? And I did want to at least say something about, what recently happened when it comes to a specific Discord member that, I sadly learned that was saying inappropriate things to members here of Eat Predators, and you can't. Ooh, wait, I actually have a delivery coming. Hold on one second. Can you please put the package over the wooden door? Sorry. So I'm saying this. Okay. So you can't, obviously I can't control the whole thing, all we can do is, if someone is showing inappropriate, hopefully this person gets my message, but hopefully what we can do is make sure that all of the members in here feel safe and comfortable, going to a mod or messaging me. Obviously, I'm balancing a lot, so I'm not the quickest person. Definitely not. But at least for me as well, can reach out to me, and things can be handled. And sometimes that means a ban, obviously, when it comes to extremely inappropriate behavior, disrespectful, harassment, you name it. Then that means a serious ban. But I want everyone in the Discord to feel comfortable.
And she claimed that Chad was never meant to be made a moderator in the YouTube chats. Apparently her friend had the same name, first and last name, apparently, as him.
I guess it just seemed like, if this is starting to happen, like, why is she just kind of glazing over it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just an example of how she wasn't prepared for this thing that could be helpful or incredibly unhelpful.
Well, at least hire a professional facilitator if you're dealing with like a lot of people's trauma, in a group setting.
Right.
Yeah.
So some of the members of this group start pointing out to her how they need to get on the same page about things like that. Are they going to hire somebody? Are they eventually going to turn this into a nonprofit where they're putting in all this time planning protests, talking to survivors in a Discord, blah, 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 but they're not being paid, And so they're asking her questions about that. I believe it costs money to also belong to the book club. So money was coming in. And once these people start asking Alexa questions, she goes in and changes all the password and locks them all out. And then they sort of figure out, okay, they're being pushed out and she's just taking over.
Oh, okay. So wait, it's not everybody involved in this group? It's just like certain dissenting voices that she's locked out?
That's what I'm not totally clear on, because she's the face of it, and there are a bunch of people behind the scenes, you know?
Okay, yeah.
So what we're getting to is she had a couple people. There's Kaylee, there's Kay, and then there's a black guy named Shift. That's what he goes by. You know, he's got a real name. Yeah.
I love that name, actually.
And
it's so cute.
Shift comes in. Like, they all have their expertise, right? Shift comes in because he's been an activist, especially in like Black Lives Matter, and gone to and organized protests. So he comes in because he has experience with this.
Yeah.
Then Alexa's starting to get more notoriety, so she does an interview with Christy Carlson Romano, who's also kind of the face of this kind of child actor thing.
The Nickelodeon kids weren't like allowed to like be friends with the Disney kids.
Agreed.
Because God forbid we share our work culture together and have something in common with.
When I asked to be released from my contract, Nickelodeon was first like, no. And then my mom said, well, this can get legal.
Your mom advocated for you.
Oh, my whole life. My mom is my best friend. When they called to release me, they said, okay, we're releasing Alexa, but we have one request. And I was like, what? And they said, your daughter's not allowed to come to the Kids' Choice Awards or any Kids' Choice Awards after. And I remember hearing it and going,
old were you?
I was 13. And they punished me.
Because you left the show?
Correct.
Okay.
But what I realized was they didn't want me associating with any of the co-stars, my work environment experiences. They were trying to outcast me, which they always do. Oh, I got abused by Dan Schneider in an exec room.
Oh, but sorry. Wait, what?
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
I quit the show because of the Dan Schneider abuse.
Wait, what happened?
You know the Britney Spears story?
No, I don't know any of this stuff.
Wait, this is amazing. I'm like filling you in. I'm filling you in. There's a lot. Basically what happened was, we know for season 1 and season 2, there was problems with me and Jamie Lynn Spears.
Wasn't your characters like, weren't they supposed to?
They were supposed to be best friends, and we weren't in real life.
I hate that,
It was so uncomfortable. And unfortunately, the culture of the bullying from Jamie became kind of normal on set for everyone else to participate in.
Yeah.
So it was
trickle down.
And so I felt very isolated. And not invited to any of the gatherings purposefully, left out at lunchtime, wasn't allowed to sit with anyone, told I was too nice, I smiled too much, am I an alien?
You were 12 years old, dude.
Yeah, I was 12. I was like, of course I'm like a nice bub, like whatever, that's my personality.
And your mom did get into it with producers, right?
The whole time. So through season 1, so they ended up letting go of the character Dana because she was abusing, like verbally bully style mode person. And it was like very, very uncomfortable. And at one point she even like pushed me into a rock. And it was like, okay. That's it's time for everyone to talk. And so my mom had a conversation with them, and I guess they ended up letting her go. And so in season 2, we had a new character, Victoria Justice. I was so excited because I had no friend on set. And so I thought, this is an unbelievable opportunity for me now to have a friend on set. Her and I like hit it off. Like we were like best friends at first sight kind of thing. We were best friends for most of that season until one day I think her and I ended up getting like in a tiff. About a boy. Like it was very mundane argument. It was like girls. She was upset about something about a boy. Show up on set, and I open the makeup trailer, and Jamie's sitting in there and Victoria's standing, and the entire second season Jamie never spoke to Victoria once because she was friends with me. So that entire season, you know, Jamie did not feel the need to go towards Victoria since her and I were best friends. Walk into the trailer and they're whispering to each other, and they turn around to me and laugh. And I'm like, oh, no, like, no, this isn't happening again. Yeah, that's me cry about it. Execs get mad at you. And so just work, and not say anything. It just got progressively worse, and my mom then had to go again to the execs and say, hey, this is a problem again. They did not care. They said, this is not called Nicole 101. It's called Zoe 101, and she has to suck it up. Fast forward, It's our last day for season 2.
Mm-hmm.
And as per usual, the talent coordinator comes to the trailer, knocks on the door, tells my mom he's bringing me to makeup and hair. And I walk over to makeup and hair. He looks down, I remember, and says, actually, Jamie and Brittany want to talk to you in the trailer.
Oh, boy.
And I went... And Britney's an amazing person. She has apologized to me. Personally.
Oh,
so
wow.
Britney Spears apologized, but Nickelodeon hasn't. I go, Britney, and I'm thinking to myself, maybe Britney wants to step in and mediate. Like, this is so great.
Was your mom with you?
Ian, the talent coordinator, lied to my mom, said he was bringing me to makeup and hair, and then brought me to Jamie and Britney's trailer without her knowledge. I remember being kind of nervous, but also kind of being hopeful because you're a kid and it's Britney fucking Spears and you're just wanting everything to go away and you're hoping that she's going to come and save the day. Like your pop icon's going to come and like make things better. And so I remember walking up into the trailer, and as I opened it, I remember turning to my right to say something to Ian, and he disappeared. So he left me there.
Okay.
He left a 12-year-old, 13-year-old there. And he's the talent coordinator. When I open the door, I see Jamie run to the back of the trailer. Like she just runs. And I'm like, that's fucking weird. And Brittany goes, come on in. And so I come in, and I remember the door got locked. And I was like, that's weird. All of a sudden, she just started yelling at me.
Okay.
Like full
She took
blown.
it back to, where is she from? Louisiana?
She's from Louisiana.
She took it back to Louisiana. She's like,
this is time for
think
me to
about
defend
how
my
she
sister.
And she was probably just trying to be protective, but no, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like either way, it wasn't okay because I was a 12, 13-year-old.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
in retrospect, knowing the dynamic that was at place for her, it's like, of course that's what ended up happening. And oh my God, poor Brittany. No,
right?
but seriously, she's in a horrible situation there. And she was like 8 months pregnant, so she was hormonal too. And I remember she was rubbing her belly while she was yelling. And it was like she was trying to calm herself. And you could tell it was very unhinged in a way that felt like someone was manipulating her. And I see Jamie back there, and she's afraid to come up, but she's letting her sister do all of her. Perpetuating the abuse again, but now with her sister.
Okay.
And so I start crying, and the entire trailer is just spinning almost at this point because I look up to Britney Spears, and that was scary. I have an adult screaming at me saying, I'm never going to work in this industry again, she told me. And I go, I'm going to puke. Like I just knew that I was going to throw up.
Okay.
And so I started saying it, trying to say it out loud, and I was like getting her to like move out of my way.
Okay.
And I went to the door, and I had to unlock it, I remember frantically, and then I stepped out and I puked. And I remember just running to my trailer, come barging in. My mom thinks I'm at makeup and hair. Come barging in, screaming, crying, throwing up, and I'm in fetal position in the bathroom in the trailer. My mom is like, what's going on? What's wrong? She's freaking out. But I can't communicate to her because I'm in a trauma flight mode,
Yeah.
And so I'm just trying to communicate, but I can't, and I'm puking. So she like opens the door and screams like, where's the teacher? Where is Dan? Where's anybody? Again. And so she's screaming. I remember watching my mom just screaming, and it took 10 to 15 minutes for anyone to show up. So she's freaking out. She's like, I thought you were in makeup and hair. And I'm like shaking my head, telling her, no, I wasn't at makeup and hair. And she's like, where are you? And then all of a sudden I hear the knock on the door.
And then she does an interview with this guy, Sloan, who gained traction from the Free Britney movement on YouTube, and now he's just kind of like a gossip YouTuber. He will report crazy days and nights shit as if it's fact.
Yeah.
So he's like a clickbaiter.
Uh-huh.
So she had done these...
Wait.
Do you know him? Do you know him?
No, I have seen... I watched one of his videos. I can't even remember what it was about. And I was like... I think it was something I knew about, and it was like so obvious that he was just like featuring the most like incendiary things about this story that other content creators had clearly debunked or said it did not happen this way, and he was just like picking the worst things to make like a really sensational story out of it when it wasn't, or not in that way. I remember this guy, and I fucking hated him on sight.
Me too.
Yeah.
He's got icky feelings all over him.
Oh, he really does, yeah.
So Shift was coming in, and she had done these interviews. Sloan and her got drunk at that interview. So then she
professional.
She was thinking back about it later, and she was like, I might need to look at some things that we need to cut. And so Shift was negotiating that for her with Sloan and with Christy Carlson Romano.
I'm sorry. What things would need to be cut? I'm sorry. I'm not understanding.
Here's an example that he gave me.
Okay.
So in her interview with Sloan, she does talk about this ex-husband that groomed her. Uh-huh. And they're talking because she was young, right? Mm-hmm. And he just kind of off the cuff says, I was giving blowjobs at 14. And Shift is like, okay, what's the message here? Are you going against predators, or are you just going to talk about sex? Like, what? It wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't the most responsible thing to say.
If you were giving blowjobs at 14 as a minor to men who were, like, significantly older, then you were also probably groomed and you were definitely sexually abused. So, like, that
right, but
holds no water.
Maybe they thought it didn't look good because of the tone that he said it in.
Like, yeah.
Like he was bragging. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways. Mm-hmm. So that's how he's coming into the group, and he's doing this stuff for Alexa.
Yeah.
They go to a protest one day, and the lawyer had said, you know who the most important person at this protest is? Alexa's 3-year-old daughter. 2 or 3-year-old or whatever. Uh-huh. They wanted to bring her for, like, optics. But
you gotta be fucking kidding me.
It was a loud protest. The kids started crying. And because Alexa and her husband want to be at the protest so bad, mm-hmm. they hand the kid over to Shift and say, take the kid to the car and just, like, drive her around so she calms down.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't even know their daughter that well.
Yeah.
He's worked in caregiving jobs before mm-hmm. and worked with, like, pregnant women and worked with kids. But he's like, I know that she doesn't feel comfortable with me yet. And this is, like, how you'd like to solve this problem?
Yeah,
you know?
This Shift guy seems like a real mensch, and I like him a lot. Please tell me he doesn't turn out to be a fucking monster beast.
Well, I don't think so, but once people start dissenting in the group, Shift puts out a podcast where mm-hmm. he and the other 2 girls they sort of reveal, you know, to the public what happened behind the scenes and how they got pushed out.
Miko basically let me know that, like, he was thinking they would be incorporated as a for-profit before the next 2 weeks whenever I was planning to come back. And I was kind of like, that's insane. What are you talking about? What meeting was had? Where's the collective that's supposed to think about these things together and decide what makes sense for the survivor-led movement, sir, that is not a survivor? You're the husband of the celebrity involved in this thing, but, like, from what I understood, there was leadership, there was a collective of leaders, but the one who had brought me into Eat Predators, Alexa, was telling me, don't trust this person by the time I got down there, and I had no idea what to do with that. But Kaylee, Alexa was actively facilitating an exile and shunning and tooling me into doing that. And I also had an incentive to get money flowing so that people were compensated for their work, because I obviously knew I was doing work even before I was down there. And then as soon as I got down there, it was Eat Predators, and then it was Alexa as a unique element to it, that both are in need of professional management at this point. I talked to both her husband. Actually, I talked to her husband, her mom, and her best friend, and all of them were, like, stoked about the idea of there being an opportunity for a reasonable and knowledgeable person to come in and support Alexa specifically, that was also incentivized to get things going with the group. It didn't really feel like anybody was in a position that they wanted to maliciously, like, steal a movement, you know, but, like, as opportunities arise, people make decisions, and then, you know, the telephone game of ego shit going into the communities of people that do support her. I just can't imagine how she's not getting a lot of, I certainly was definitely feeding her nonsense and ego and bullshit while I was down there, not knowing that y'all existed.
It's so ironic to me that, like, just days before you came in thinking all, this must be like some magic, that literally I had just been saying to people, like, when I was just so confused and shocked by the way that Alexa responded when I tried to have this conversation with her. When I told her, that like we're doing way too much work now, basically for this, it's no longer a volunteer kind of thing. It's like, way too much on both of our plates. And
yeah.
So he posts the podcast in January of 2023. And so then in March of 2023, Alexa files a restraining order against him. Okay. And we're going to go
this person that she was
evidence.
totally willing to just hand her child over to
Exactly.
drive around solo. Insane. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. And can I just say one more thing? Because I just want to get it out there. To me, at this point, right now, if you are in any way showing your kids' faces or involving your children in content of any kind, I'm sorry, I'm done with you. It's just not the thing you do anymore. Ever since Ruby Frankie, it's just like, we know how bad it can get. And so people shouldn't be doing it.
And she's a child star. And she's trying to be out here advocating for child stars.
Exactly. She's just like, it's the cycle of victimhood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Anyway, I don't want to get too into that. I just wanted to make a point.
So we're going to look at this stuff that she put in this restraining order because Alexa's fans are like, because she talked about him so much, she goes on live and is like, my stalker, my stalker, my stalker.
Oh my God. It sounds like Lauren Matthias.
Who's that?
Oh, she's the others gave us all that information about the crash out she had, the 9-hour live. And she's constantly doing the same thing. She's like, I won't mention her name. She's just like, uses every opportunity. Instead of even using a pronoun, she's like, my stalker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah. Alexa tried to like give Shift a different name for a while too. But then maybe because of these court documents, people found out who he was. And I wanted to, let's play devil's advocate. Let's look at this thing that she filed and say, is she right?
Okay.
Yeah. So as you can see, this is her request for civil harassment restraining order filed March 20th, 2023.
Okay.
She writes her name at the top. Then she says additional protected persons, which is her current husband, Michael Gray, and her daughter, Nova Vespertine, who's actually 2.
Vespertine? That's awesome.
Do you know where that came from?
No.
She's obsessed with Bjork. And so she
that's where I recognize that from. I love that word. Yeah, it's one of Bjork's best albums.
Yeah, she's named both of her kids that last name. I don't have kids, so I don't know. But I'm like, is there something that could happen if your kids have like a different last name than you? Is there anything to worry about with that?
Well, no, because I have a different last name for my mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know it happens a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's marked here that Shift has served briefly as a volunteer for my organization, Eat Predators, from approximately October 2023 through November. And then this is a typo.
Oh, I was like, why is she going back in time?
Well, she wrote 2022, but obviously that's impossible, and she must have rushed through this.
Yeah.
Then we get down here.
Mm-hmm.
So his real name is Manny.
Oh, got it. Okay.
How did this person harass you? Explain below. So Alexa writes, Manny posted an hour-long live video announcing he's going to physically stalk, vex, harass, and intimidate me with no legitimate purpose for the 3rd time at my next public event on March 23rd, 2023. I watched that video, and I don't believe that is what he said.
Okay.
But he did go to the same protests, and then he stayed 100 yards away.
Okay.
In the video, he discloses his plans of unwarranted video surveillance and unwanted interactions with co-conspirator Maurice Hubbard, who states, We gonna show up as ourselves. It's going to disrupt. I fear for my life. Oh, see, Exhibit 85.
Mm-hmm.
I fear for my life every time I make a public appearance because Manny's stalking consistently causes severe emotional distress, and his actions continue to escalate.
Okay, but his actions continue to escalate. You've only pointed out one single action.
Well, then there's this next one.
Okay.
After physically stalking me for the first time, Manny posted a picture on January 20th, 2023, of a man pointing a gun with the caption, "Name everyone who has left you." He listed both my name and my husband's. He has previously discussed his gun ownership with me in person. I want to show you what it is.
Yes, with my name and my... Oh. Okay. Well, it is at least incendiary. It's threatening. Legitimately. Okay.
Let me show you. How do you find Exhibit 17? Exhibit 85. Oh, so these just go out of order. Here it is. See, it's a meme. It's a meme from American Psycho.
Okay.
And oh, you're a leftist. Name everyone who has left you. And he writes, I'll name the last few people who left me. Melanie Veronica, Jaden Young, Shelby Hill Phillips, Anisi Kinney, Alexa Nikolas, Michael Gray. They're so committed to protecting fragility that they're forcing me to play the role of villain since I insist upon accountability.
Oh, they're so committed to protecting fragility. That describes issues I have with, like, overblown victim narratives, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or, anyway, I'm not going to get into it, but I like that description.
So this is what he looks like right here.
Okay.
As you can see, he and his friend are both black men.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that that's part of it.
Oh, in terms of, like, she's capitalizing on that to, like, put forward that they're threatening because they're black.
Yeah. Well, I think that's how it looks from everyone watching who's like, oh, this poor white woman.
Yeah, and I will say the Patrick Bateman meme with the gun is ill-advised.
Right.
I mean, I still don't think it was like, it's not a great idea, Manny. Shift.
It's kind of, I don't know what the word is, where you are being sassy.
It's like incendiary.
Incendiary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sassy.
But he does not have a gun. I'm just like, but she wrote, so it's going to make her look better, right, if she says he has a gun.
I mean, it's a meme. It's a bad meme, but it's like, it's just a meme. Yeah, anyway.
Okay. Were you harmed or injured because of the harassment? His continued harassment has caused significant emotional distress because of his excessive social media posts targeting of my daughter and repeated incidents of following me in person. I have developed anxiety and agoraphobia. I am 5 months pregnant and worry about the effects of the ongoing stress on my unborn child. This says, did the police come? But there is no details of that.
Oh, okay.
Personal conduct orders. I asked the court to order this person not to do any of the following things to me or to any person to be protected, listed in harass, intimidate, molest, attack, strike. We get it. Mm-hmm. Contact the person either directly or indirectly in any way. Other. Create defamatory and threatening content on social media, including Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, podcasts, or any other online platform.
Can I talk about something from personal career experience that I've had recently? I can't name names, obviously, but we are working. I have an attorney that I support who is like very big into like doing pro bono for, I think I can say sex trafficking victims. Now, there is a pro bono case that we're working on right now in which is a sex trafficking victim who came out of like a religious sort of cult. And there is another like sort of defender of that cult who is basically, not only is she doing a video series accusing her of lying. She's also personally emailing professional contacts. She's destroying she's allegedly destroying job opportunities for this woman. So I feel like it's got to be a little bit more than somebody's talking shit about me online. Mm-hmm. It's like, it's got to have some sort of like, which I haven't seen yet, is he affecting her opportunities, her income? Because I don't know if emotional distress is going to be enough, but we'll see.
So she filed this in family court.
Yeah. It depends on it's in California, so there's probably a rule about where to file a temporary civil protection order.
Yeah.
Like in Colorado, you can file it in either district or civil court. But California is also California is complicated. It's its own sort of law because, anyway, California law is more based on Mexican and Western law than it is what we're used to, in the rest of the country.
In the United States.
So yeah, there's definitely going to be differences in terms of how things are. I mean, I don't know why I'm saying this. It doesn't fucking matter. But anyway.
Okay. So then it says, Manny has not stopped stalking me, and I have 3 upcoming public events. So she put them down here. 3/23, 3/27, and 4/1. He is a credible threat to me and my family and is fully capable of causing irreparable harm or violence. Manny is also continuing to target my 2-year-old daughter on his social media profile, and I fear for her life. Let me show you that.
Show me that. Because she's saying a lot of shit here is all I'm noticing. And I want to see if it's backed up.
He even says that he still has this on his Instagram because they didn't ask him to take it down. So I bet we could go see it right now.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't follow him back. Damn it, I'm an idiot. Okay, let's see if it's in the filing then.
2 hours later.
Like, what the fuck is her problem? All of these are out of order. It's insane.
I know, right?
This is not how you do it, girl.
Okay.
Wow.
This is his Instagram profile. And see here, one of the first, this is him hugging her daughter. Mm-hmm. And he pinned it to the top of his profile. And I believe he wrote, happy place. He was just yeah, here it is. Happy place. And so according to Alexa, this is threatening her. But he said to me that he just really he was like, have you ever not had kids in your life and you just realize how lovely they are?
No, the thing is, I don't want kids, but I really do love playing with them, enjoying them, hanging out with them, and then when things get dicey, hand them back to their parents.
Yeah.
But it's I would totally be this is the most beautiful. I would do this. I would be this is the most beautiful child in the world. So this was obviously before the falling out.
Yes.
Okay.
See?
What a bitch. I'm sorry. This is terrible that she's doing this to him. At least in this particular instance, to say that this is somehow targeting her daughter? No. Clearly not. And also get your fucking exhibits in order. That's what's annoying me most.
And then I want to show you how he stalks her at protests. Okay. Because he has this video.
Is his username the Luciferous Shift?
Yeah.
God, I like this guy more and more.
This is his live video. Mm-hmm. He calls it the Dark Gospel Live at TMZ Eat Predators protest.
Okay.
So the date is March 23rd, 2023.
Okay.
Which she had put in her filing thing.
Yeah.
But see, here he is, he and his other black friend.
Uh-huh.
And they're out here playing the violin. And they're over 100 yards away. And then Shift has a microphone and he sings. And plays the guitar.
It's my own design. It's my own remorse. Help me to decide. Help me make the most of real and the pleasure.
I love this song.
Everybody
wants to rule the world. Okay, so this is the harassment.
Yes.
I mean...
And so he did this live stream for 2 hours, as it shows. I think this is where someone comes and serves them.
Oh, with the temporary restraining order?
Yeah.
Okay.
But see, I do think he's angry, right?
Uh-huh.
So he's online.
The Hollywood Reporter and other publications that closely monitor and conveniently coordinate articles at her beck and call. Joe Dunn has received campaign donations via his Friends of Joe Dunn Fund, to which Jeff Anderson and Associates contribute thousands of dollars. Jeff Anderson and his clients get invited to the most coveted entertainment industry function. The most recent one being the Grammy Recording Academy funded and hosted Music Cares Person of the Year Gala.
Don't come near me.
Nicholas.
Do not come near me. Do not come near me.
All attention. What purpose does rubbing elbows with gatekeepers like Russell Simmons serve a survivors movement? The same purpose served with $1 million in gifts given directly to Joe Dunn's state bar regime from disgraced and disbarred lawyer Tom Girardi. That's bribery. And the California State Bar may be more than interested in Joe and Jeff's meddling in activist movements like Me Too and Eat Predators. Who will hold them
It is
accountable?
fire. That is correct.
Who will hold them accountable? We will. Investigate Joe Dunn. Investigate Jeff Anderson. Investigate Alexa Nikolas and stop client farming.
Okay, wait.
Now I shall read a selection from...
What's he talking about?
Okay.
Is this
as
like a
I
deep
was
lore?
saying-
Uh-huh.
Yeah, as I was saying, the mastermind behind Eat Predators is Joe Dunn, who is, like I said, he's been disbarred.
Oh, God, that's that guy. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm on board. Got it.
And he worked closely with Tom Girardi, who also was disbarred, and Jeff Anderson, who's kind of another sexual victim chaser.
Yeah.
And so there's, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I think that, are they going to look at the papers?
At left to platform herself over real survivors. At her protest, she screams, "Power to survivors!" But all the power goes to her. Who does she answer to? Who funds her? What is the end goal for Eat Predators, and will there ever be an end to it? Explore the inner workings of the movement and untangle the truth that has been woven through Alexa Nikolas' web of lies. To read the full report, follow me on Instagram, Lappy So Savage, Lapi So Savage. Thank you for listening.
And how?
So, like, these are two gay guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And gay guys, they never are violent.
Yeah, but I guess whenever I saw Alexa on her YouTube channel talking about her stalker,
Yeah.
I thought that there was some sexually deviant man chasing her everywhere she went.
Of course, that's why she calls him a stalker. No, he is your enemy.
Yeah.
He's your nemesis, and he has every right to counter-protest you.
Right.
That's his constitutional fucking right. He is doing this from a safe distance. He is not threatening you physical harm.
Yeah.
So I'm not a lawyer, as I've said 1,000 times, but I can't see a judge looking at this and being like, no, your claims are counter to what I see happening here. This evidence doesn't hold up. That's
Right.
what I would say.
Right.
Yeah.
It was granted, the restraining order.
Really? A temporary restraining order or a permanent one?
It's still going on. I don't know how long things last.
Oh, the judge might have granted a temporary pending hearing.
I think all that has happened, but I guess I don't know.
Okay,
But,
yeah.
Here's another exhibit in her thing. She says Manny and Maurice, that's who we just saw, announced stalking. So they have a press release. And he did create like an Instagram account and I guess is saying that that's what this protest is going to be, is survivors of Alexa Nikolas.
Okay.
Alexa Nikolas and her movement is corrupted by her warped agenda and the unequal privileges granted to her as a Southern California white woman who, by the way, possesses a monolithic fan base inherited from a massively popular kids' TV show. Unfair is the lightest word describing this abuse of power Alexa Nikolas has exerted over these two innocent artists. Alexa's actions this past week are the most accurate depiction of pure evil, modern oppression, and reckless criminality.
Okay, let's slow our roll, boys. Okay.
She is solely responsible for all damages incurred on behalf of her movement and the inner circle that protects and propels her hostile tactics. Rest assured, predators will be eaten. Alexa Nikolas is officially on the menu.
That's a little bit sus to say. I mean, I understand it's wordplay.
Yeah.
But,
and her thing is called Eat Predators.
But also, once again, shift. I'm sorry. Ill-advised. I know what he's going for. Ill-advised.
Right.
I would say. But, you know, he's obviously like... He's a dyed-in-the-wool sort of like activist protester. And so I can understand why he would like, you know, kind of make big statements like that, you know?
Right.
Yeah, but I don't know if it helps her case, I would say.
So then this exhibit says Maurice extortion letter. Intent to sue and letter of demand, false accusations. So the other guy, Lappy, sent this. Dear Alexa, Nikolas, Michael Gray, and any other legal representatives of Eat Predators. On February 23rd, Alexa violated Penal Code 148.5 by making a false report of a crime against me. Do you want to read the statute or just go down to whatever she did?
I can't see it on the screen.
Oh.
Yeah, I still have the YouTube thing.
You do? Sorry.
Yeah.
Every person who reports to any peace officer listed or deputy attorney general or district attorney or deputy district attorney that a felony or misdemeanor has been committed, knowing the report to be false, is guilty of a misdemeanor. Okay, so that's what he's saying.
Okay.
Alexa Nikolas called the police on me for playing the violin and singing on the same public sidewalk she was protesting on, which is my constitutionally protected right. My Amazon Alexa always hears me talking. And said that I was harassing, threatening, and intimidating her by simply being there and performing my music. These false statements were witnessed by her Eat Predators organization members, including her husband, as well as recorded on police body cameras and documented in the false police report she filed against me. The stalking law also states verbatim, to prove the defendant is guilty, the people must prove that the defendant willfully and maliciously harassed or willfully, maliciously, and repeatedly followed another person, and the defendant made a credible threat with the intent to place the other person in reasonable fear for his or her safety.
Okay. And made a credible threat. I'm seeing the fact that he's like sort of dogging her with his protest. I mean, as much as he says is like, I'm just playing the violin like any normal person on the street while she happens to be having her protest. But, you know, in terms of him, I don't see a credible threat here.
Do you think this is an extortion letter? He's saying like, stop saying that we're stalkers. You know? Is this extortion? Yeah, they're calling this extortion letter.
I mean, I don't know the legal definition of extortion, but like an extortive restraining order, you know, unlawfully filed. Is that what he's talking about with extortion?
They're saying that him sending this email to them and saying like, hey, you're you're reporting me to the police for something that I'm allowed to do.
Uh-huh.
And Alexa in her filing says this is an extortion letter. When really he's just like, this is my intent to sue.
No, extortion is, I believe, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, extortion has to do with, like, I am trying to, like, force money out of you.
Yeah.
It's
like,
financial. Or maybe it's not.
If you don't want me to tell your secrets, you have to pay me. Something like that.
That's, or it's like extortion could be like a protection racket where it's like, I hope nothing bad happens to your convenience store here. You know, that's extortion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, then they sent him a cease and desist from this law firm.
Uh-huh.
Which, I mean, I think if you're getting a cease and desist, maybe you should stop.
Well, I mean, we've gotten cease and desists and we fucking haven't stopped.
Well, they never came from a law firm.
That's true, but, I mean...
Yeah, okay. We don't know.
It's a cease and desist. I mean, it has no, like, legal weight. It's just like, please stop, or we're going to... or we will do something to you.
Exactly.
Legally. But this is not, like, a legal instrument that forces you to do anything. It's just a warning.
And so she's saying he violates this cease and desist because he makes this post on Instagram, which is a screenshot of a definition for folie à plusieurs, or madness of several. The disorder first conceptualized in 19th century French psychiatry by Charles Lessegue and Jules Falleret, and is also known as Lessegue-Falleret syndrome.
Okay, yeah. It's like a folie à deux, but it's more than deux.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so mad. You can't, you don't violate a cease and desist. Like I said, there is no legal weight. It is not violative. He just didn't listen to it. And so now it's your job, Alexa, to either escalate to legal action or shut your fucking mouth.
Well, this is her legal action.
Uh-huh.
I guess. And so she's claiming that these emails here are that she's making posts on Instagram and someone is reporting her videos. But it doesn't, like, there's no way to prove who's reporting it. And she's including this as evidence that he's silencing her, you know?
I'm so pissed at her.
Yeah.
No, seriously, like, everything she's doing, it's like, she's lying, she's exaggerating, she's obfuscating, she's just doing everything she can to herself victimize this man who has, at least according to him, some very, justified beefs against her and the way that she is running things and what she is doing. Yeah. And you know what? If you were an honorable fucking person, Alexa, you'd address it. You'd address the facts of what he's saying. But this is Darvo shit. Deny, attack, and reverse victim.
Exactly.
This is exactly what it is. And it's so transparent, and it makes me so fucking mad. It really does. Well, I hate this shit. Yeah.
Good, because, I mean, I will say, I watched these videos that another creator made. Her name is Rain on Your Charade. Mm-hmm. And she goes into the evidence and she's so thorough. She makes like 2-hour and 3-hour videos looking at these documents.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, yeah, I don't believe that he stalked her. I believe that this is her trying to just play her cards.
No, this honestly, here, go ahead.
Because there are other creators who call Alexa out on her shit. Mm-hmm. Like, there's one in particular. She made a video about how Alexa's kind of probably, like, self-interested and not all for survivors.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure Shift isn't the only one seeing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this creator, Ofi Doki, made a video against Alexa. So Shift joined her Patreon.
Okay.
And then I think sent her a message. And Ofi Doki blocked him. And she's said in her videos that she doesn't agree with the stuff that Schiff did. And then, like, instead of talking to him, she just blocked him. And that he didn't understand that. And I was like, am I wrong? That's why I'm here. I was like, am I wrong? Like, if someone claims to be stalked by someone, should we just believe them?
Well, yeah, in general you should until there's evidence that is shown to you that says it might not be what they're saying.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, yes, believe, but, you know, we have a right to verify a victim narrative. We really do.
Yeah, I wanted to show you her stupid video about him.
Uh-huh.
And
I have not seen this woman at all, so this will be interesting.
Here we go. She calls this video Exposing My Stalker. Look at him here in his little hat. He looks like a little Frenchman. Like, I'm just like, I'm sorry.
He looks really adorable.
He looks gay. Like, I'm just like, I don't know.
Just because he's gay doesn't mean he's not potentially dangerous, though.
Okay.
You know?
I know. I'm like...
Even though he's not. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, they're all like you, Nathan.
Yeah.
They're all lovely.
Thank you.
Okay, I want to jump to a part of her video, but what looks good? Why my daughter has a restraining order against Manny, or today I exposed my stalker.
What do you think?
I
just kind of want to see like what her deal is, how she presents herself.
Here you can see.
Oh, you don't even know. Let's go up to the beginning then.
Was
she talks so slow?
But I'm still here. I'm still here, and I am proud of that.
Oh my God, I hate it.
Because this is very scary, and I had to be quiet for a very long time about this all. And now I'm here telling the truth, and I hope that with me telling everyone all of this, that there is some wisdom to take away from it. Even if you learn maybe one thing from it all, that would be great, because I wish I had this when I was going through all of this.
Can you just stop this? I just thought of something.
To, you know.
Okay. Why are you spending all your time and video time and audience, you know, attention on this? Isn't it about victims? Isn't it about exposing Hollywood pedophiles? But is this all you're doing? Why can't anybody see that? That's all I can say. It's like, it's so obvious what she's doing and what she cares about.
What I think it also is we have this culture, I'd say, where we say, oh, and this happened a lot with us with Cassandra. Oh, are you a victim blamer? Do you not believe victims? You know, we have this culture where we say believe women, like women don't come forward and accuse people unless usually that it really happened, you know?
Yeah, no, and I think as a default, that's great. Trust, but verify.
Right, and so I think there are a lot of people, especially people that follow Alexa, they've been conditioned by this, like, believe victims thing. And that's the only thing I can think. Shift thinks a lot of people in the court are starstruck. And he's like, she wasn't even that big of a deal. She was on Zoe 101, but, like, people my age and a little younger watched Zoe 101 when they were kids. So are those the people who are, like, running the court now? And they're like, I was a huge fan of Alexa.
No. Can I speak directly to Shift? I don't mean to, like, I'm not condescending, but nobody in court gives a shit, at least in my legal experience with attorneys and judges, etc. This is absolutely not a thing. They don't care who she is, and they probably don't fucking know. And B, the reason this happened, the reason that the restraining order was probably, allegedly, in my opinion, put forward or passed by the judge, whatever, is because she's a white lady and they're two big black men. Simple.
Yeah.
Simple.
I agree.
They may not know who she is, but there's still like a strong threads of racism throughout the legal system.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, no, it has nothing to do with them being Star Trek. It's because you're Black Shift. I'm sorry.
No, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And she has kids. I think that helped her too. The kid thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, her throwing the kid into the ring, that will also get a judge to probably do things that maybe they shouldn't, I think. Yeah.
And I think maybe, I don't know what I would have done, and I'm also not an activist.
No!
Did I lose you? Well, it's just me. It's just my show now. What I was saying was, I'm not an activist, so I don't have like this bone in my body, but I feel like if someone was mad that I posted a picture of their kid, I would probably take it down. But I don't know. I don't know, because it wasn't nefarious either, in my opinion. What else can we watch?
I hope that you're able to take something away from it. And even if it's just courage, because it does take a lot of courage to sit here and go through this all over again. And I just want to say hello to the chat. And I do want to give a shout out to every survivor out there of stalking. And it's something that there's not that much visibility when it comes to stalking. And I had to learn, on my own, everything. And it was so overwhelming and scary. And so I just want to say to all the survivors out there of stalking, you are seen, you are validated, and you are supported. So today, wow, we finally made it. We finally made it to my stalker. I'm going to be going into him. I'm going to be going into the TRO. I'm going to be going into the RO. I'm going to show you the evidence. And so trigger warning, obviously. This person is definitely scary. And I do want to give a trigger warning before beginning, before showing his videos, etc. So please be mindful. And if at any time, obviously, you feel overwhelmed, etc., please step away, take care of yourself, self-care. So everyone can see, I guess, in the thumbnail who my stalker is. And, before beginning, I do want to let everyone know that somehow this person is connected to, Dan Schneider, which that's not going to be today, but that's what leads there.
Oh my God, the audacity to say that he's connected to Dan Schneider. That's crazy. This is like conspiracy theory shit.
And not only is he connected to that person, but he also got connected to Michael Milos, which I have evidence of. And this just shows you how
Michael Milos is her ex-husband that she accused of grooming.
Scary it is for survivors when they come forward. The aftermath of it is very scary. And there are so many things that end up happening to the survivor after coming forward. What I hope with this channel is to bring more awareness to that fact, so that hopefully maybe there are people out there that don't necessarily see them as being complicit or enabling predators, but maybe they can see how they are just by how they are speaking about survivors or encouraging harassment, etc., against them. And, it's really, really important that community gets involved in this, because survivors do need allies and we don't have enough allies. And really the only way to communicate that is to show the aftermath of what happens to a survivor after coming forward. And so for those out there that say, oh, this survivor came forward for fame, or, this survivor came forward for money, and, the usual trope. No. I hope to show the world that it is not a walk in the park to come forward as a survivor at all. It is scary. Not just the predator, but the enablers, etc., are scary. I want to show the world that.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. No, I literally screamed when it shut down. I screamed bloody fucking murder. I'm sure my neighbors think I'm getting killed.
No, we could still see you at that
Oh, really?
point, which was so funny because I was like, what happened? It's still going.
Did you see me screaming? No, my computer shut down and I had I was like,
Yeah.
What is this, a blue screen? Fuck you. Sorry, I had a little...
Yeah, so as it shut down, it stayed on your face, and then it was like, oh, I'm off. I'm turning myself off. So, yeah, it was funny. I got to a part of her video where she says how she met Shift.
Okay.
I just wanted to see what she had to say and see if it was interesting to you.
All right. Well, can you please keep in the part where I have a literal fucking meltdown for the Patreon audience?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I want them to know the real me.
Yeah, me too.
Awesome. Thank you.
Will was the villain. It was so bizarre because it was so meta, that book. And I'm sure people who are in the chat who were part of the book club can definitely agree with me on this, how meta it actually was. But like I said, the book was about 5 survivors who, got together weekly in a basement to talk about their trauma. And each chapter was one of the survivors' stories. And there was this man named Will. And Will was the person who ran the group. Will emailed them all and was acting as if he was empowering them. And he got them all to join this group to tell their stories. And we find out at the end that Will was actually the villain. That he was the predator. The whole point of getting them to tell their stories was for him to consume
Oh, fuck
That's
you.
the
Fuck.
parallel.
Turn this off. Turn this bitch off.
consume their stories.
Turn her off.
Right?
Exactly.
I can't look at her
Right?
again. Oh, all that pissery is like, I'm so head up right now. I'm sorry, Patreon audience, but...
So she did a live, I just wanted to let you
Okay.
know. She did a live the other day because it's very complicated, but within this Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni stuff, they basically, the whole lawsuit from Blake Lively is you sexually harassed me on set, and then the narrative when the movie was coming out was that I was a bitch. So I'm accusing you, and I have evidence from text messages that you planned a smear campaign within the media, right? Against Blake Lively, which is retaliation, which is illegal. And so in looking into these PR people who planned this smear campaign, they've found other smear campaigns. And some include a website about Alexa Nikolas, which is all about like the lies that she's told. So her website, it's not hers, but her smear website is brought up in this new filing from October. It's not that new. Her website is brought up as like, can we figure out who's behind this website and these other websites? And we think it's this PR team that worked with Justin Baldoni. Alexa finds out she's in this lawsuit. And she's like, oh my God, Brian Friedman, who's Justin Baldoni's lawyer, and the guy that she protested at the beginning of her protest career. She's like, Brian Friedman is creating these smear campaigns against me. And she goes on for an hour and a half about how everything she's done is like being silenced by Brian Friedman. And it's fucking crazy.
No, all she's showing herself is paranoid and extremely self-centered. She's doing nothing for the victim she purports to be doing things for. It's all about her. It's all about this. It's all about clickbait. She's absolutely does not care about what she purports to care about. Or if she does, she has been so traumatized that she's lost in a cycle of continuing the victimization of other people. Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
I think
I don't know
that-
anything about
yeah.
her, but what she's doing is like not what she thinks she's doing at all.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
And she's lying. She's bald-faced lying.
So she brings up in this live, it's really actually interesting because she says, the fallout from these smear websites is really bad because there's even one, she brings it up here. There's one that's about a regular person who's not a celebrity. And she's like, this ruined this woman's life. This woman can't get jobs and she can't blah, blah, blah. And I wrote in the chat, I said, oh, like you did to Shift?
Nice. Oh my God. Well, no, this is where a restraining order, in my opinion and experience, becomes like necessary. It's like, it's not just like I'm spouting my opinion about you and your movement online. It's like I'm affecting you IRL in terms of opportunities,
Right.
your ability to make money, your fucking actual reputation with real people who are not on the internet.
And I feel like it would be hard to gauge, whether she's losing money because of stuff that he said, because everything that she's had going for her has been kind of, like little interviews here and there, and not really like jobs.
Yeah. I mean, she's doing what they all do. Making a mountain out of a molehill.
Yeah.
As a way of getting attention, putting forward this like trashy false victim narrative. It's like, we've been through this so many times, and it's just like, they always get so much support, like you said, from these people who are completely incredulous or credulous. I don't know what the word is, and lack critical thinking skills. And you know what? I understand, because obviously, a lot of women have been through this. And it's like, it's very easy to hook people who have been traumatized into your case, I would bet. And it's giving manipulative, it's giving profiteering, it's giving selfishness, and nothing pisses me off more than hypocrisy. So I think you're right. And I think I'm in Schiff's corner fully. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yep.
So he has lost jobs. It has ruined his
Well, then
life.
he should sue her.
At the moment, he doesn't have a place to live.
God.
But I think he's really, like you would say, avuncular.
Oh, yeah.
And he's got a lot of friends, so he's moving around from couch to couch, it sounds like. And he does keep talking about how he needs a lawyer. But he's kind of focused right now because he hurt his knee, and he's trying to get these social workers to help him get into physical therapy. I don't know all of the details, but it's kind of like, this is what's affecting me now. And then also, he's like, how can I get a lawyer? And I was saying to him, because something also kind of funny was he wrote something, I guess it was probably before the restraining order really took effect. He wrote a letter talking about how she was defaming him, and he sent it around to news outlets, and someone told him to send it to Crazy Days and Nights. Anti-Lawyer, and Anti-Lawyer printed it. And he was like, man, Anti-Lawyer is my dog for printing that for me. And then the other night I was like, you need to listen to our episode about
You need to learn
Anti-Lawyer.
some things about Anti-Lawyer before you go public with that, honey. Yeah.
So he did, and then he was messaging me, and he was like, why do you think Anti-Lawyer printed my letter? And I was like, Anti-Lawyer probably hates Alexa Nikolas,
Yeah, and
too.
Anti-Lawyer's a whore. Anything that'll, get him clicks, he'll do. So, great. It works both ways, though, Yeah.
So what I said to him was, it's like you keep saying, Alexa Nikolas isn't well known enough for this to be a story.
Yeah.
For you to get into the news for being like, she's defaming me.
Well, I mean, did he, I don't know this letter, but did he highlight the fact that he was like a Black Lives Matter activist? Because I feel like that would give certain outlets maybe more of a motivation to talk about this, since, he's being slandered by a white woman.
Let's see. Because I can bring it up.
And also, does he have a GoFundMe? Because I will give him money. Whatever I can.
He does have a GoFundMe.
Yeah. All right. Well, we should put a link to it.
We'll put a link.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the letter.
Oh, okay.
Open letter. Do you want to read it?
Yes, I'd love to. Can you make it a little bigger? Thank
it's
you. I'm so
shitty.
old.
Yeah.
NT saying, I was sent this today and I'm posting it, but I will leave it up to you to check out the details. So this is a letter from Shift. To whom it may concern. On January 23rd, Alexa Nikolas, Zoe101, tweeted this link, claiming she has a stalker and is afraid for her life. Over 71,000 people liked the tweet. It's gained nearly 10,000 reposts and over 4.7 million views. On Instagram, her posts describing the alleged stalking, quote unquote, have gained thousands of likes as well. I've been informed that I am the alleged stalker, quote, Will. That's the pseudonym she gave me on her recent posts containing false, warped claims. Although she used a pseudonym, some of her posts contain text messages that reveal my real name. My real name is Shift Haley-McMurray. There were enough identifying details for many people to recognize her posts were about me and contact me about it within hours. I've also been informed by mutual acquaintances that she is telling people I'm Will. Although the pseudonym she chose for me was apparently derived from the villain of a book we had recently read together in a book club, William was also the name of my deceased father, who Alexa and I had talked about several times. You bitch. That was me. And she had seen tattooed on my arm when I was a guest in her home for 5 days. I have never stalked, harassed, or abused Alexa in any way, shape, or form, and I can prove it. The receipts, quote, she posted on Instagram do not show any evidence of stalking, obsession, or threats. I'm not a threat to anyone but unapologetic abusers. I'm actually a whistleblower that she is seeking to discredit using horrifying, alarmist defamation, triggering survivors who took to her, quote, activist platform for hope and inspiration. Over the past 6 months, she has garnered a lot of media attention for her involvement in the protest group, quote, Eat Predators. The short story is that Alexa has fabricated a narrative of false and criminal accusations to attack me for producing an episode hosting 2 former members of Eat Predators' leadership on my podcast, Good Morning Mayberry. They describe her mistreating survivors while co-opting the original activist collective after their Nickelodeon protest generated a lot of press. I also shared my experience feeling exploited by Alexa after making a verbal agreement to work for her under the impression that I would be compensated. She never paid me for my labor and ghosted me after I tried to gently discuss my concerns. After this is more what it is. After I released the podcast, she began a smear campaign. Then someone I don't know launched a website that claims to have evidence of criminal and unethical behavior involving Alexa, dating back many years before I'd even heard of her. I became aware of this website after a source alerted me to it, and a Twitter account dedicated to exposing Alexa's past behavior started tweeting about her regularly for the last week since her smear campaign began. The Twitter account appears to be run by the same person who set up the website. I've also been contacted by other people who have claims that they and people they know have been harmed by Alexa in similar and bizarre ways, dating back to her youth and involving behaviors like cybercrime, sex crime, harassment, enlisting underlings, targeting these people's loved ones, manipulating young people, physical stalking and trespassing, filing false police reports, and strategically weaponized false accusations. In her defamatory posts about me, I saw comments calling for doxing, arrest, and general lynching of the person she's weaponizing her fan base. Her Instagram following is about 265,000 to mobilize after. Wait, I saw comments calling for doxing, arrest, and general lynching of the person she's weaponizing her fan base.
That's him.
Okay, it's just that something about the sentence structure is not helping me, but yeah. I've also seen many survivors who've actually been stalked, harassed, and deceived are triggered to be protective of her. As a survivor, this alarms and saddens me. People may be more attuned to her posts because it's Stalking Awareness Month. Many of the people who have interacted with her are afraid to speak about their experiences. As a whistleblower who has been subjected to Alexa's warped wrath, I can understand why. She's put me in quite a dangerous position, especially as a queer person of color, Bing, all to avoid addressing any of our grievances, bingo, or attempts to privately resolve what we thought were relatively typical problems.
She also called me on January 27th, 5 days after posting that I was stalking her, but I missed the call and have been advised not to engage with her directly for the time being. I also no longer feel safe communicating with her.
And then we've got some tweets. Do you want to read them?
Yeah, Alexa tweets. Survivors...
January 30th, by the way.
Survivors aren't going anywhere. These archaic tactics will no longer silence us. Bring it on, music industry. I am a mother now, and I will stand strong for my child's future and that of others, always and forever. Hashtag eat predators.
Stop fucking bringing your kids into it.
Oh, yeah. And then someone replies, and you have an army ready to fight with you. And then Shift goes on to say, An increasing amount of verified profiles and niche public figures are believing Alexa is in the distress and showing support in her posts. On January 30th, Alexa retweeted a support tweet from Sochil Martin, who recently appeared in the HBO documentary Unveiled about her experience being sexually abused in a religious cult, saying, "And you have an army ready to fight with you." My social media accounts have been inundated by anonymous profiles defending Alexa, many of whom seem unwell and unclear on reality and confused, but rational people trying to make sense of what is happening. And it has put me in fear for my safety. I'm reaching out to the media in hopes of clearing my name to hopefully protect myself. Please let me know if there's any further information you need to make a thorough assessment. I can also connect you to other survivors who may talk on or off the record to support your work sorting this shit show out.
Okay. What you and I need to do is, all of our podcaster friends, if they could, if we could ask them to, do a segment and post this letter, because, he says it beautifully. He basically is saying everything that we've talked about and discovered during this episode. And, I just feel I feel really bad.
Well, so do you think this should be a public episode?
I do actually. Yeah. Maybe even just a public special episode. Cause, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. Well,
this is vicious.
Yeah. I'm thinking that, cause we're allowed to talk about it.
We can talk about whatever that, Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't want to trigger, you know what I mean? Like me saying to you, hey, let's look at this evidence and think about it critically. Yeah. I don't want to put it out publicly if it's going to be triggering for him. But in the end, if we come to the conclusion that he didn't stalk her and he's being defamed and his life is being ruined, I don't know, then can we help in some way?
Yeah. I think this letter is a great resource for people to delve further in a way that is rational and reasonable. Because I don't know. I can't imagine anybody with a thinking rational mind can look at her videos, think about what's happening, and see that she's obviously completely self-absorbed in all of this.
I know.
Yeah. It's just, I understand that she has groomed survivors to defend her. And I can't blame any of her audience who's on her side because, they're dealing with their own trauma vis-a-vis this. But, she needs to go down and he needs to get a home and a job and physical therapy. And if we can help him with that, I think that would be great.
I think so too.
All right. Okay. Yeah. I don't care how this goes. I don't care how this goes. If people give a shit for this, I don't care. Well, let me I haven't listened to the episode you did with Sophie yet, so I'll listen to that.
Oh no, that's
just so I get more information about this. Yeah.
Yeah. So the idea behind that episode, because we weren't trying to necessarily tell this story, but it comes up as a side story. We're going, how are these people connected behind the scenes with these smear websites, with Brian Friedman, and then these lawyers, finding out that this lawyer is the one who had the idea to start Eat Predators.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
almost
so it's kind of all about
it's
that.
how these movements are astroturfed in order to actually not help victims.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds very much like a Sophie jam where it's we're what's happening behind this, which I think is great. But let's help him out if we can. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Awesome.
Okay, bye.
Bye, everybody.
Scrolling through my feed, all I see is bullshit, fake news, clickbait. Gotta sift through all of it. Share, retweet, trying to keep up with the trends, but it's all just a facade, man. It's all pretend. Online bullshit, that's all it is. You say you're living large, but I know it's just a myth. Online bullshit, time to break free. Scrolling through my feed, all I see is bullshit, fake news, clickbait. Gotta sift through all of it. I share, retweet, trying to keep up with the trends, but it's all just a facade, man. It's all pretend. All my bullshit, that's all it is. You say you're living large, but I know it's just a myth. All my bullshit, can't you see? We're all caught up in the nonsense. It's time to break free.